Welcome back to the Mrs. IE427 channel, everybody. Wanted to give you guys another shop update, let you know where we're at as far as the construction of the shop. We are in and working on the shop at this point, but there's still some work to do. So let's start out here. As you can see in one of the last videos, I don't think we had Slytherin turn this way. We had Slytherin turn the other way and under the lift in this part of the shop. So as you can see, Slytherin is just filthy dirty, along with the F350 workbench, which is filthy dirty. We have all of the parts to finish up the Texas car, the prototype Mark IV, sitting on the back of the F350 workbench. It just makes a good place to stage all the parts, and I have them organized whether it looks like it or not. Over on this end is stuff to finish the car, so it's all the finishing touches, the lights, tail lights, headlights, front marker lights, the door pockets, all of the finished trim for the inside, so the steering wheel center, the leather check straps, seatbelt bezels, all that kind of stuff are in the boxes over here. The bottommost box over here is stuff that we didn't use and we're not going to use. The next box up is some miscellaneous aluminum panels, and then on the top box are some of the interior carpet pieces that we didn't necessarily use. We use other pieces that we had here, and just some miscellaneous stuff. We've got the windshield in the box right here. And then of course on top of the truck we've got some of the aluminum panels to finish off the nose of the car. So we've got the spoiler up there, and we've got, or the front air dam, and then we've got the actual nose aluminum along with the louvers. So, although it looks like chaos, we do have it organized. And then I've got a box going over here for all the stuff that needs to go to Jeff Miller, along with some body finishing material that I found when we moved, that I'm gonna take down to Jeff and see if he can use. If not, he can throw it away. So, that's kind of it out here. Now, I wanted to talk to you about the last wall that we put in. So this is the fourth and final wall that went in to the shop, and you can see we've got some 2-inch foam board that is kind of sealing the area off for now, so we can keep the cool air in the shop and the hot air out. And you can see by the thermometer right here, it is 94, 95 degrees out here in the shop. I have a fan running on our Sonos equipment and our network equipment so it doesn't overheat, and it is doing what it's supposed to. However, once the shop gets finished, most of that stuff's going to move inside the shop. So the door opening here, I actually ordered a door from our local home center 2 weeks ago. I think the door is still about 2 weeks out, and what I ordered was just a sectional flat panel door with a R10 or so insulation on it. The door will mount from the inside, and what we're going to do is we're going to mount it very similar to the way we mounted the door in the other shop for the center bay where the lift was. In that we're going to take the top track and we're going to turn this into a high lift door. So just as it crests the 45-degree angle portion of the top track, it's going to go more at a straight line up towards the ceiling than it is back. And then over on this side, I went ahead and I added a receptacle so that we can put our side mount garage door opener on that as well. So we'll be able to operate that just like we did at the other shop. The difference is, I think, probably after this car, we're gonna start turning the cars around the other way. Meaning we're gonna put them ass end in and hood facing out, because any car that we're going to be putting an engine and a transmission in are going to have to be elevated with the lift like we do at the other shop, and I just don't have the room in front with another door like I used to have at the old shop. So we're going to have to turn the whole program around and face the cars the other way, or at least that way when we're installing an engine. It's not that hard for me to adjust. You know, I've had the cars both ways in the other shop too, and it works just fine. but it's just one of those things that becomes routine after a while. You just get used to doing something a certain way. So we'll see how it goes. Now, the AC is in, it's working. We've got the temperature set at about 80, 82 degrees in here, and it's tolerable. Like you saw out in the main portion of the shop, it's well over 95 degrees. Today it's 100, I think it's 101 degrees outside. So just having a little bit of buffer from the outside to the inside is what, 5-6 degrees? Anyways, so it's nice, it's cool in here. We've still got some work to do in the shop. We've got our 2 window openings over there that still have not been insulated around them. As soon as I get some time, I'll insulate around those, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some window boxes basically that are going to slide into those window openings, and then we'll trim those windows out just like they would be a traditional window. So we've got that window there and the window over there on the far side. Now we did get the man door installed, and on this I did the same thing that I did for the garage door, in that I got just a flat steel door. We picked this one up at our home center. It's got a couple of dents in it, but they're on the other side. And that's the side that's going to get dented anyways, because honestly, that's the side that the construction business is still operating out of. So I wasn't too worried about a couple of dents. They gave us 20% off of the door just because of the 2 dents that are in it. So I'll take it. Now, we've still got another door to cut in here, and I'm hoping to do that in the next couple of weeks, because I want to get the door in over here before we start building the office out. So basically from this receptacle over, I have no wires running through this area. There is a stud right here, but I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to head that out. I'm going to put probably a 32-inch opening, door opening there, to mirror the one that's down there. Now, Mrs. IE427 is going to use that office for the construction business, and we're going to count on this AC unit to keep that office cool and warm. We're going to insulate the living crap out of that office. But the door is going to be shut most of the time. So what we'll probably end up doing is we'll probably add a bypass vent through the wall. So it'll be just basically an air register on each side with a small piece of ductwork, or we can buy foil back drywall, which you can use as ductwork, or you can buy the foam duct board as well. We'll frame out that and then put a register on each side of the wall, and then that will allow all of the hot air to escape. And then underneath the door, all of these steel doors come with a like a weather seal threshold on the bottom. You can see it, it's right there, it's on the bottom of the door. What we'll do is we'll pull that off. And what that'll allow it to do is it'll allow the cool air to go in and the hot air to escape. And in the wintertime, when we're heating, it'll allow the same thing. It'll allow the hot air to go in through the vent and the cool air to come back out of the bottom of the door. So we're going to try that. If it doesn't work out quite the way we're planning, then what we'll probably end up doing is add some type of booster fan in that pocket where we're putting the 2 registers, just to keep some air circulating. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Like I said, we've still got a lot of work to do here in the shop, and we're just going to keep kind of plugging along as time allows us to. So the last couple of days, I've been trying to stop at a certain point of the day working on the car so I can concentrate on some of the stuff that has to be done around the shop. But it's just been so hot that it's just miserable if you're not inside an air-conditioned space. So for the last 2 days, I've just been working on the car. And as the weather changes and we're able to kind of peel off from working on the car and get some of the stuff down around the shop, we will. But for now, I think we're at a good point where we can still work on the cars. It's still a little bit inconvenient because I'm having trouble finding some of the stuff that we packed away. We did a really good job of marking all the boxes, but everything's kind of still in boxes. And so going through the boxes and looking at the labels on them to, you know, find something that you packed away gets a little annoying after a while. But I don't want to pack all that, unpack all that stuff and just leave it on, you know, the open shelves like we had before, because it's nice having everything organized like it is. So the other thing I want to do in the next couple of days is I want to get you know, one of the TVs hung in here, because you know, I do enjoy my sports, and so I like having that on in the background as I'm working on the cars. But it's not a big priority right now. If I have to, I can always pull it up on the computer and I can play, you know, one of the games on the computer. So anyways, that's where we're at. Just wanted to give you guys all a shop update on what's going on. We'll probably have another one for you in a couple weeks. Hopefully I'll have the garage door by then, but I don't know how quickly we're going to get the garage door installed. I still have to trim that door out. So all the area around here is going to have to be framed out with either 1x material, which is 5/4, or like 2x material. And a lot of times we'll use what the home centers refer to as fascia board, which is just a kind of a white wood that has very few knots in it. And you know, we'll trim the door opening out with that. You want to make sure, I'll give you guys a little bit of construction advice here. You want to make sure that before your roll-up door goes in, you have the inside portion of it trimmed out, because otherwise any wall finish that you go to put on later isn't going to butt up to anything other than the door, and it just doesn't look right when you do it that way. It's very unprofessional and it looks very unfinished. So we're going to make sure that we trim out at least the inside before that door goes in, and then the door will mount to that trim that we install, and so it'll really look nice. And then as we're putting in all of the vinyl siding that's going up on the walls, it'll have a nice place to tuck into and it'll look really good. If you're enjoying the content here, as always, please do the like, the share, the subscribe, all that kind of stuff. We'll see you next time. Have a great day.